Greetings from a very, very warm middle of the map. This is Renee Benson at AV Renee KC. You are listening to and watching the AV Life.
Greetings from Ohio. I'm home for the whole week on a staycation. By the time you see this, I'll be back on the road, but I'm home. And you are watching and listening to the AV Life.
Hey, welcome to the AV Life. My name is Joe Way, and I am your new host because I just kicked Tim off the stage because that's the power of having control. And
why did you let him do it?
He's just got to get started right off the bat.
Right off the bat there.
Right off the bat.
You know, like
Tim tries to be the nice guy. And
I was trying to be the nice guy.
You know what? Once you host one show, you want to host them all.
Them all.
Them all. Yeah, I know. You have your own show though. Like, you know, like I know you relinquish
he wants to host
control.
them all.
I do,
it's like Pokemon, you know. It's like,
I feel like I needed to host because at the Buffalo Roadshow, I did almost 4 hours of total recording, all for HETMA Presents and the HETMA Live. None of it for myself because I.
But you should be tired.
I'm tired as heck, and so.
Have you met Joe?
Oh, and by the way, folks, I'm your host, Tim Van Wert, coming at you from the great state of New Jersey. You are watching and listening to the AV Life. Okay, back to this again. So.
I didn't get one time. I didn't get to say welcome to the Higher Ed AV podcast. I was like, welcome back to HETMA Presents. Welcome back to HETMA Presents.
That's why when you were a host the other day, I was like, okay, we're part of the way through, and then I'm like,
I mean, Tim, you should learn your lesson and not put something out there that we're not recording when the West Coasters are in our normal meetings.
That's true. I have to be more mindful of that next time when life changes at the last minute.
He has learned his lesson.
I did learn my lesson. Yes. So,
or you'll get that again.
Or I'll get that again. It runs the podcast every week, or else it gets the overtake again.
Or look at the positive side. You got a free episode without having to do anything.
That's true. You know,
right?
We recorded 2 episodes in 1 week because I had 3 Tims talking tech, and I had the Women of AV episode in the same week. So I got two out of 1 there. So, you know, that was a good week.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Good.
So
you did good, Joe. I'll give you that. You and Nancy did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
And I put you on while I was cooking dinner, and I was like, oh my gosh.
I got so lucky that she hopped on. It was just going to be solo Joe there for a while, you know?
Yeah, I think you were rolling.
I was rolling there. And you got Amy.
Yeah, Amy.
You're like, I was like premium. You know what people pay to get Amy? I mean, that's like
Amy. I need another high noon. We all need an Amy. I love her.
Right?
She's like this. She's like, my thighs are burning. I gotta go.
The funniest part is now she's like a natural getting on it. She'll pretend.
Oh, she's awesome.
She's like, no, I don't want it. She's like, okay, I really want the spotlight.
She's awesome any day of the week. It's fine. Yeah.
We'll need to do like a family episode or something like that, and just like bring people on. And
Brandy's got AV people in her house.
That's what I'm saying.
Downstairs.
Unfortunately, she's usually not in her house, so she's usually on the road. But
mine's
cat or nothing.
Both of mine are prepping to go to bed because they've got to be up early for camp in the morning. So, but this is the last week. Camp is almost done. So back to fall and back to normalcy. So
when do you start school?
Yeah.
September 1st.
Did you say did you just say normalcy?
Normalcy? Yeah, I kind of made
normality?
that up. Normality?
Normalcy? You literally just said normalcy.
Yeah, I did.
It's fine.
I did say that.
All right. Just pointing that out for the audience.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
I just got a ring. Did anyone hear 7 gunshots in a row?
What?
Oh, interesting.
I know.
Get out of the hood, Brenda. Get out of the hood.
And a few more.
I mean, if
I get the
LA, maybe.
Well, I was gonna say I get the ones from Newark, so I'm not a
Sounds
stranger
like an AK-47.
Oh my.
Oh my. Yeah, that I don't get much of.
For
So,
my
are you
0.4
back
miles away.
Joe, are you back at home after the road show?
I am finally home for 7 weeks.
Wow.
Oh, I did see that.
Oh, wow.
7 weeks. I mean, actually, I take it back.
I'm so jealous, Joe.
Ryan and I are doing a quick 24-hour jump up to the Denver just to check out the golf course that the golf tournament's gonna be at, because it's weird to plan when you've never seen it, so you don't know like where the best place.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah,
he and
we
I
just-
are doing a quick turnaround to Dallas, and Denver,
Denver.
and playing the course, and also playing Riverdale, and then coming home.
I know.
But
There you go.
I'm so jealous.
But
Well,
I
and,
understand.
and
But it's technically work.
Yeah, it's work. And that's
Yeah.
just for folks who don't know, that's the HETMA golf outing that's happening on September 28th at the Colorado National Golf Course?
Golf
Club. Sorry.
In partnership with Educause.
In partnership with
Yeah.
Educause. So yes, for those who may be heading out for Educause, get there a day early. Come and join us for the fun and raise some money for the Prism Scholarship for HETMA.
Get some free golf, help raise some money.
Yeah. So, yeah, we were just talking about that in our weekly meeting today, and there's only so much you could do by looking at a course map, so I'm excited for the event. So we'll see. I'm really.
Are you going, Tim?
Still to be determined. So but
Put it out there in the universe. The answer is yes.
We're putting the answer out there. So, well, the advantage though this year it is later in September, so it's easier for those of us that go back, late or early September as opposed to August to get away later in September.
Well, I just got my travel approved today, so I'll be booking my stuff in and out. But I'm a non-golfer. But I'm a HETMA cheerleader. So I'm like, if I can come just I don't know.
You know what you can do is you could
harass you at a hole or sell shots or
you could sponsor a table.
You could.
Either on the course and you know what we're doing this year? We are adding a vendor expo to the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Dustin is supposed to tell me all the information so I could get that approved. And
so a vendor expo, and we're going to invite all the people who come into because everyone who goes into Educause has to land. Even if you don't golf, you land early, the day early.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, we can just have them come, and they can. There you go. You can just attend the vendor expo at night, even if you don't golf.
All right, I'm messaging Dustin right now.
It may fail miserably, but we're gonna try.
That's the only way you ever know if something's gonna work.
It's the only way you know.
Yep.
We built the entire HETMA organization on it might fail miserably.
Right.
If you don't try, it won't succeed.
We really debated between buy us for us and it may fail miserably as our two slogans.
Yep.
Equally could have been fine.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm on hold because I'm texting a hate mail right now to Dustin.
That's all right.
He told me there's an expo. I'm waiting for details.
Well, I did say there will be a newsletter blast going out, which will have, by the time anyone listens to this episode, will have gone out.
So if you missed it, go check. If you're like, hey, I should have gotten that email, go check your junk mail, check your deleted, make sure you didn't just click through it.
Too late. I already messaged Justin. He's in trouble because I'm going to be there, and I could get more support on the T&E side of Sony if I had an expo to be at.
I had an expo.
Well, doesn't RV play golf? I feel like he does.
And by the way, you know what? You want
not coming. But I can do more if I can do something like that. And I told.
By the way, you want some breaking news?
What?
Even since our meeting earlier today, Tim.
Yeah.
It was only 6 hours ago, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Our planning.
Seven. Yeah.
I talked to the course and we talked about the plans, all this. They actually had they said, if you have not seen our east lawn and our outdoor patio, you should do your whole expo out there. They're like, the weather will be perfect.
Yeah,
We can have servers. We can do this, like not just squeeze you into a building where half the people are in one room and half are out for food and drink, and it spreads out across the whole thing with the views. And I was like, oh, I like it. I mean, I think there's issues about how do we get power out there and all that. She's like, we can work on that. You don't want people tripping over lines because you can't you can't gaff tape down over grass.
Ooh. Mid 70s in late September.
It's gonna be so nice.
Yeah.
Tell me that's
Let's
not
go back
going
to
to be
talk about the expo. Let's hear
perfect.
about this.
Tell me that's not perfect. And she's like, we can put out this and we can serve drinks and hard this. And then that way you have one float. She's like, and we could even keep like the putting green open for you if you want to do like games or things.
There you go.
I'm sad
Like,
I'm not gonna be
tell
there.
me that wouldn't be, tell me that's not badass, as opposed to just here, we're going to throw a bunch of vendors in this clubhouse and throw them back there. And then we do food out here
that's so much more fun.
And then Joe, you said that we the higher ed AV would be reporting from the putting green.
We are going to be right straight from the putting green, doing some prism. And here's the thing: we can probably have Troy bring out like our HETMA cornhole. Like, think what we could do out on the like. Imagine how fun that will be.
Yard games on top of the putting. Yeah.
In the midst.
I'm like trying not to hyperventilate right now because I need to know the details so I can.
All right, but and in fairness, this only came because I had a conversation with the venue since our planning meeting earlier today.
So this is how fast things are evolving right now, folks.
I love you guys, but I have to have at least a month's notice on stuff like this. So let's get it going.
That's good because it's not September 28th, and you have
you know what the approval process at Sony is?
That's hey, you've got that.
So
there you go. Breaking news.
Breaking news. There you go. We love breaking news on the AV Live.
Awesome. I think it's going to be awesome.
I agree. Yes, that's
going to be so awesome.
Yeah,
I know. I'm excited because if I can get the info, I'm going to be involved. And if I don't care who I have to fight internally, I'm going to make it happen. FYI. So, yeah. Joe, I'm excited. That's awesome. That's really good. You made my whole day, actually. Yeah.
So that's coming up in September. We just had, and you kind of started alluding to it, Joe. We had the Buffalo Roadshow on Friday, and that was a huge success. It was, yes. And I mean, Joe put it out to the whole community about how thankful he was for all the work that everybody does. I'm stealing your lines there, but I'm kind of summarizing it.
Yeah, you know what? It was great programming. It was a great city. I absolutely love the city of Buffalo. I love all of that stuff. I mean, the thing is, every single time we take it, we do it better. We learn from mistakes. We take the feedback. We continue to grow it.
Did you get some sponge candy?
Sponge candy.
You went to Buffalo and didn't get sponge candy?
No.
He got wings. He said
he got crab and crab, right? That was the other lobster.
I didn't have lobster. I had wings.
You had the wings.
I had craft beers. And
sorry, that whole Twitter conversation got off the rails and started going into crab and lobster and.
Show your HETMA Roadshow. Hey! Look, he's got a HETMA Roadshow shirt on.
He's all dressed and ready to go.
We got a Noah cameo.
Yeah.
We have a Noah cameo.
See, I was when I was doing recordings, I'm like, hey, you know what? We started as a advocacy organization, and I think we've turned into an events company. Now we just have to really think about it that way. Here's a big difference. If you're just a member organization trying to put on an event, bar is lower. You can serve a bit.
Yeah.
If you start becoming an events company, you got to get shit right.
Yeah. Oh, there's our one curse. That's
the one curse word for the day.
That's our one curse.
You know what? That was in honor of Corey.
I think they say that on TV now.
Yeah. And I've seen it on other like YouTube videos and stuff like that too. That and you know what? I'm actually not liking this view. I'm sorry. I'm having an ADHD moment. We're gonna.
So I need to turn my.
There we go. I like this. I always like this one. Like if
they say it on TV. I was watching big. Sorry, go ahead.
No, if there's just 4 of us, I like this.
Yeah,
Like,
I do too.
like where, it reminds me of
Oh, maybe I should do that.
Around the Horn. I think it was what it was.
Yeah.
On ESPN.
Yeah.
Like
Everybody
that's
smile. Everybody smile.
oh yeah, we didn't do our photo.
Okay, we got it.
Okay.
But like on Big Brother, I'm watching Big Brother, and they said ass like a million times. I'm like, when is this on TV? Oh, like on CBS.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of leniency, I think, on certain words, but not many. And it's the I think the George Carlin 7 words you can't say on TV still or on the radio still exists. So, although not really, I guess then it's down to like 6. So
The real bad ones.
yeah, the real bad ones.
Like which 6 is that, Tim?
Well, I can't say them. It's bleep, 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 bleep.
F's and the B's and the
Exactly.
P's.
MFers and
the MFers.
Yeah, I'm like I'm trying to replay.
You're trying to remember the P, what the P is.
Well, no, I remember what it is. I know what the P is. And there's a T. There's a T too, I think, if I remember correctly.
A T.
The women's Chester region. I think that.
Okay.
I don't think you're allowed to say that.
No,
I don't know.
say that. I was thinking the other region.
Well, that's in the,
that's another P. That's the other P.
For the Brits. The Brits.
Oh, well, there's that.
The Brits say that.
Yeah. That's the C. That's the C one. Yeah. So.
C T P.
Yeah.
What kind of show do you have here, Tim?
I don't know. Anyway. So anyway, Buffalo Roadshow. That's where we. I don't know how we even did that, but we got. Because I called you out on shit.
Yes,
that's why. Anyway. So.
Gosh, that was.
So yeah, it was a great. It was a.
You just said it. You can't give me crap for saying it if you just said it.
Well, we all just determined.
We already did
it. We just determined it was okay.
You already got the explicit tag at one.
Exactly. Might as well use it all.
It's already there.
But so the roadshow, yes, as Joe was saying, we've learned and we keep moving forward and we make each one even better. But yes, so thank you to Buffalo for hosting and having that up there. Prior to that, we also had the AVIT Summit where myself, Joe, Aaron, and hold on. Oh, why am I drawing a blank on her name? Help me out here, Joe. Alana. Thank you.
Alana's a badass, isn't she?
She was awesome. So we did.
Where's Alana from?
UCLA.
She's my peer. She lives in New York. But she actually lives in Brooklyn.
Got it.
But she's my peer overseeing academic technology. So all student services, student front, like finance, like our payment, but LMS, all of that type of stuff. So she oversees all those teams. She has actually a very, very big vertical. But yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, we were doing a whole panel discussion, and hers was about like Title II and about accessibility, and like her knowledge depth was amazing when it comes to that information. Like she knows everything that you need to know about meeting those expectations from the government, and to the point where like I even it's a good panel when you learn something as a panelist, right? And I learned so much just being a part of that. So I'm hoping that the folks that were out in the audience, because the group that was there, we're getting consultants and integrators, and there's some higher ed, some non-higher ed. And so we're getting a little bit of everybody. So I'm hoping like some of those people pick up something from that. So
yeah. How many comments I got about her afterward was just crazy.
Yeah.
And she deserves every bit of it. And I get to see her tomorrow. She's now flying out here.
Oh, nice.
We never see each other. Now we get to see each other twice in a week.
That's So that was that was a great day. It's a great little show that that Cindy puts on with SCN and Futures, and so they do an awesome job with that show. I am going to stay again, and I should have put this. I know I did put it in my survey that they need to bring the show to New Jersey, and we got to go to the Prudential Center because they've done every other arena in the area except for
that one.
That one. So they went to Long Island. Like, come on, you went to Long Island, but you won't go over to Jersey. Come on. So
I'll be in Long Island next week.
Nice.
What's he doing in Long Island, Brandy? You're just all over.
And I'm going to a Mets game.
Oh, so you're going from Long Island to
Diego.
Queens? Wow, you're going from Long Island to Queens. Oof, that's a oof.
Yeah, we do it every year.
Is that what stadium was there when I pulled into LaGuardia? That was the Mets stadium?
Yeah.
That was City Field, yeah. Yep. That was them.
Yep.
You know what? And I'm not ashamed to say this, but I actually enjoy going to City Field when I get a chance. And that's saying something as a Yankee fan. Like, don't get me wrong. I love going to the cathedral that is Yankee Stadium, but City Field has a very homey feel that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
It's a family-friendly field.
It is. And Broadfield Distributing, they hold an event for their integrators every year and do a Mets game. So that's what I'll be there for.
Nice.
It's a lot of fun. They get like a whole private area, and it's a lot, we're right down on the field. It's so much fun.
That's cool.
So we're gonna go. I'm flying in Sunday, and we're gonna go see Lost Boys.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Work travel does not look like your work travel. There's no concerts, there's no games. There's just lunch and learns and bad airfare.
Airfare's so bad. Could we talk about that at some point?
I'm a month away from Hamilton, by the way. I'm very happy for the second time. So
oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah. So
airfare's gotten so bad.
I'm aware of how it ends. I think most people are aware of how it ends.
I just say while you're talking about the Yankees that when I was a little girl, my dad's a huge Yankees fan, so our family vacations were wherever the Yankees were playing by us, So
funny.
But I thought at like 8, 9, 10 years old, I was going to marry Don Mattingly. I literally was like, I'm going to marry him. I'm going to marry him. And then I watched him yesterday he's with the Phillies.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And he was on an interview, and I was like, that's who I could be married to right now.
Yeah.
It's like, I loved him. I was so every time somebody says the Yankees, I'm like, I used, back when it was safe, when we went in so early for games that you watch batting practice and all the things. And I used to go to the first baseline and just sit on the thing like this. I'm going to marry him.
That's so cute.
I was going to say, he's been my favorite player since I was a kid too. So that,
I thought he was cute and a good first baseman. So
he was my first Yankee jersey that I ever got. And it's still upstairs in my closet. Like and I've got, posters I've had from like when I was growing up and all that. So yeah, he's been my favorite player for forever. I'm still waiting for the day that he eventually becomes manager of the Yankees, that they get their head wrapped on straight and get rid of Boone and bring in.
Shame on them.
They had a shot. They had the shot, but now he's in Philly and he's their manager. But anyway,
maybe this is a good tie-in to the.
Well, yes, that's actually where I was going. Perfect. Yes. So, part of our more serious conversation for today, it came out today that the Yankees are getting they're having a partnership with a private investment firm to the tune of $2.6 billion.
With a B.
That's billions of dollars. Okay, thank you, Brandy. At least you laughed at it. It's not going to change anything as far, they say it's not going to change anything as far as normal operations and stuff like that. And, the Yankees still have a majority, the Steinbrenners still hold a majority ownership of the team. But this is just moving more into how private investment firms are getting more involved in these different facets of sports, of AV. Like we've seen it in our industry. And I'm not going to name any manufacturers and anything like that, but there have been some that have had really poor experiences when they get into these partnerships or purchased by these investment firms. You know, cuts are made, philosophy, culture is changed, products tank. You know, so
they don't know our industry.
They don't know. They see it as an opportunity to make money, which we've always talked about, that we are in a vertical that is there's a lot of money that's exchanged, specifically in higher ed, right, Joe? We always talk about that. You know, we as higher ed, we spend a lot of money on AV. And that's just higher ed, like not including commercial,
healthcare,
residential, government.
Yeah.
You know, there's all those other verticals. So yes, there's an opportunity to make money, but at what cost?
It's very unique. Our industry is so unique that like you can't just come in and not know anything about it and think you're going to be successful.
So I guess, yes, the question out there, and this is all of our own opinions and has no impact on like how our different organizations,
our institutions,
or many of our, you know, whoever our employers are. This is our opinions.
This is our own opinion. Yeah.
Yes. So what do we think? Like, this is almost a firing range, but this is just for our opinions only. You know, I think it's a new segment, our opinions only. Joe, what do you? I'm going to you first because I was glad you joined on with us because I had a feeling you were going to have a strong opinion or a hot take or something for this.
Okay, so private equity comes into our industry because they see it as a profit opportunity, right? That's the only thing they're there for. They're there to come and bring profit to their shareholders. So if you are an AV company who gets private equity money and you can't turn a profit, you probably shouldn't be in business in the first place because you probably aren't a business that deserves to be in business. Yeah. There you go. Private equity for the win. Period. Okay. Because we have to understand that we are a business. Here's the thing. Even in higher ed, we're a business. I have to run my department as a business, right? I have customers to serve. I have a budget to balance. I have employees to, make sure their families are fed. We have to run things as a business. And if you sit there and inflate what you do and get private equity coming in and they want you to now run like a business and then you can't do it, that's on you. And you probably shouldn't have been in business in the first place. And that's my hot take.
That is a hot take.
There, just as you said, there are private equity firms that came in and the companies they got didn't do so well. There are also a few that came in of some major integrators who are killing it now because they're running it, and having the private equity investment actually was able to boost them.
Correct.
To a completely different level.
And I'm not
they did things right.
Right. And that's the thing. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. Let me just I'm putting that out there. I was never saying it was a bad thing. It's just that there are, yes, I agree, Joe. That makes perfect sense that if you came in and you got the investment, you got the money you were looking for, because clearly you were going out, you were trying to, because if you were being successful on your own, you wouldn't have needed this unless you were like looking to take like that next step for capacity, whatever it might be.
Or retire or
and that's the whole thing. So the person who's selling, or the company that's selling and going private into private equity or whatever, or even private into being public, right? And then your stock changes, right? There are that CEO, that board of directors is at either two places. You just put on it, Tim. Do we think that this is the most, as an owner, this is the best I can do with this company on my own? I want to see it do better, but I know that I can't. So I'm going to take my payday and get out, and I want to see it go in the future. That happens, and kudos to that person. But there's also, I'm living on a freaking string here. This thing could crash any minute, but we've got a great public image. So maybe I'll sell it and hope they can fix it before anyone realizes what the real behind the situation was.
Mhm.
Right? I'm sure there's shades of gray in between.
Right.
Right.
And there's exceptions to the
every
rule.
rule.
Yeah, it's all the
Right.
rules too.
Yeah, and there are times where companies buy another company that isn't aligned with them, and they didn't actually understand how to fit it into their ecosystem as well, right?
Right.
Like, sure, there are, but if we only keep it on private equity, not like a AVIT company buying an AVIT company, and maybe there wasn't a right fit. We're only talking about private equity coming in. That responsibility is 100% on the
owner.
strength of the company that was bought, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Right, because I think that, like, me, I'm just I'm almost repetitive in what I say, but like a private equity can come in and put numbers in a spreadsheet. We can do this, we can do that. A private equity can't buy the relationships that these companies have. You cannot put a price tag on the fact that, like, I won't even use the integrator's name that Joe was referring to, but me and a higher ed institution and that integrator were just as tight today as we were before. That has nothing to do with our daily business.
Right.
And then you look at if I wish Nancy were here. Went through at Bose. They build their business with so many people because the relationships that these people had, and it hurt them in a way that was, I don't know if it's repair. I don't know. I'm not in that business. I wish she was here, but
they literally got rid of like everybody.
Yeah, but the one that Joe was talking about, I'm like, it didn't affect. It helped them with certain internal things that they needed. There were some internal systems that now work better. Guess what? The relationships are the same. And our customers don't even know, maybe unless they read it on the internet, that even happened.
Yeah.
So it's like this or this,
Right.
But I feel like the more that happens, it's like, I guess it depends on
the private equity firm,
equity and what they consider valuable, but they
Right.
don't realize that we're a people business, right? And and we're going to be that way no matter who owns you. I guess. I don't know.
Right. And that's where I think like culture, like that's where there's a culture alignment that needs to be maintained. Now,
and could it be different within when it's an integrator versus a manufacturer?
Yeah,
because the manufacturer, they're thinking, Bose, big name, they don't need the relationship.
And I won't say
even though they do, right? We know you do, but
I won't say there's nothing on the private. I mean, I probably came off a little too much hot taking, saying it was only on the company, because you can also see a private equity firm coming in. What they need to do is give the capital behind it and the resources. Hey, I can take human resources away from you. I can take accounting away from you. I can take a lot of business functions away from you. You keep doing the AV service.
Right.
But there are some that want to come in and tell them how to run that business.
Right.
And what Renee just said, relationships. Well, if you tell them how to do that and make that a bottom line, and now your best salespeople are leaving and going to your competitor, then don't get upset now that all the business left. Okay? So I get that. So private equity does have to understand where the line is of, hey, I can make this a more efficient business because, hey, I own 15 other companies. I can run accounting through one place. I don't need 15 accounting firms, right? Like totally, which helps the profit margin, right? Which means I can now come to my customers and give better points off, which helps me get more deals, right? Like but when you try to tell them how to be an AV salesperson, and you tell them, like, you only get to do this many hours on this install. Well, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I have to run there's certain things that have to happen, right? And you have to understand that from the personal level. So I'll agree with that there have been examples where that the private equity has destroyed a company that's, had a huge, great reputation. And now, they lost all the great people going somewhere else.
Yeah. Sure. Or like they've made,
but
changes.
I do think that's the minority. I do think that's the minority.
Oh yeah. I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure that, like I said, there's exceptions to everything, there's little bits to everything that we've, because I've seen it with manufacturers too, that, they get involved with these private equity and, it's like, oh, this little change in product happens here and this little change in product happens here. And then it impacts the customer base. And it's like, so
'Cause their goal is the bottom
Oh,
line, which
right.
is
But
profits,
like,
and so there's cuts
One-
there, let's
One
change
other
this.
one other thing that's important. If there's any private equity listening right now, so I have this building that I'm looking to be able to have built. We can give naming rights. We can do a lot of things. Please email me directly to the institution. We can get on. So we would love to be able to partner with you and make this a win-win for us both.
This is why Tim Peters on let you be a crew member.
It's like, and I can say the same thing. I can say the same thing.
Closing.
Anybody in the East Coast area that wants to talk to Rutgers about those sort of things, we all.
I'm just saying, I'm here for you.
And that's so. Here's the other thing too, is that now
pouring yourself out on.
Now we can kind of bring this around to the other facets of higher ed. We're now in the world of NIL, and because of that, more universities are going out and getting these deals as well, because they need the money to pay the athletes to be able to keep them, or get the big name ones.
Are you saying that an AV company would pay an athlete, or a team would pay an athlete through an AV company?
I mean, I guess it's possible. Yes,
it's possible.
I mean, yeah,
like in the Intuit Dome.
Like in the Intuit Zone, like some of our, like a Kawhi Leonard, or so.
Like I can touch the state from
So the reports, and then what Joe is hitting at, and we were talking about.
Joe is he's a S crap starter.
Well, it's
he's not wrong.
It's being reported, and I'm not going to say it's true because it's not proven yet. It is being reported that and it's funny because I was really thinking about having this conversation, and now you're bringing it out. Now I really want to have this conversation.
Hey, it just flowed right in from one.
It really did.
You brought in NIL.
Yeah, I brought in NIL.
That's why you're right. Joe is always going to find a way to float it in.
It is being reported that the LA Clippers were funneling money through Daktronics. For those of you who know our industry, they did the LED board in the Intuit Dome and lots of other installs. They have tons of installs they've done. So there's some amazing work out there, but it's being reported.
They own the outdoor LED market.
Yes, they do.
1,000% true.
So it's being reported that the Clippers were funneling money through Daktronics to get to Kawhi Leonard to circumvent the salary cap in the NBA.
There's a reason there's a cap, right?
My hot take before or after I fill up my drink?
After.
Okay, I'll be right back. You can enjoy my empty chair.
Next, Amy.
There's a whole reason there's a cap.
Amy's playing pickleball.
Well, here's the thing.
I'll do my best Amy. I'll do this. This is my best Amy.
Well, you have to go check us out on YouTube or on higheredav.com to see what Joe was doing there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, and that's the thing. So, and this is kind of where baseball is heading right now, is that there's a lot of money being funneled to players. There's a lot of money going to through different teams. The Dodgers have their own thing that they're doing right now that is really putting a strain on like the rest of the league and how people are managing things. But I can't argue, because as a Yankee fan, the Yankees were doing very similar things back in the late 90s, early 2000s, before it was like cool like this. George Steinbrenner was not afraid to go spend money and to go get the players to bring home the championships. As like, so,
but he brought home the talent. He brought the talent.
Right. And that's what the Dodgers are doing. The Dodgers are spending the money and and they're getting the players in. And that's just the way it's been. But now the argument is coming that the owners of other teams, especially the ones that are in a small market, are arguing that this is not fair because you have LA and New York for both of them, because they're both spending a lot of money.
Right.
and you have smaller market teams like Tampa, Kansas City. Yeah, exactly. That are not. I mean, their owners are rich. Don't get me wrong, but like they don't have that market to be able to go out and get a Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
They don't have the money to go get an Aaron Judge. Although we grew our Aaron Judge, but that's a different story.
Well, that's why
But-
I like for many years I was always like, it's so unfair
Yeah.
about the salary cap in NFL, but MLB, it depends on your market.
Right.
Depends on the and then you could spend more. You're just gonna pay more
There's
on
just
taxes.
no cap, right? There's
Right.
no cap
You
on
just
what
get
you're
you get a luxury. You have to pay a luxury tax. There's a limit, and then you pay fees on top of it.
Yeah.
That's how Major League Baseball goes.
Yeah. I mean, you're coming to Kauffman Stadium, and if you spend $25, you have a really, really great seat at Kauffman Stadium. Like, what am I spending at $25 at freaking Yankee Stadium to get?
One beer.
A Wednesday night in April.
That nobody wants to go to
out
in the rain.
in the bleachers. Yeah.
I mean, that's, so it's kind of like, so then you throw this private equity stuff in there and it's like, okay, now how are we playing? I don't know. That's one thing I've always thought about NFL having, all the cap and the restrictions and MLB and
so there's arguments to be said because like the NBA does have a cap, and so the Clippers were looking to pay Kawhi Leonard to have him stay.
However, they could do
that.
it.
We don't know that. Reported
alleged.
allegedly.
But these opinions are our own. If you don't like them, they'll be different later.
But it's all alleged. So, but like this is it brings up the question of like, we could pay them. I mean, what's the right way of looking at it? Like, is a cap the right way of looking at it? Like, because like, don't get me wrong, the 76ers also right now, they have LeBron James. LeBron James took the league veteran minimum to go there to enable them to then go out and get the other players around him to potentially get the chance of getting
he's not being
a championship.
To get a ring.
I don't know. How about players stop
Right.
being so
That's
darn
what
greedy?
he's going for another ring. That's what this is.
He wants to be the only NBA player. Well, he's the only one with four different. Now he wants 5, right?
Right.
5 different things. All right.
He's
fine.
greedy with rings, but not money.
Okay.
Well, he's getting paid.
Yeah.
He's getting paid enough elsewhere. So he just like,
I'm
Right,
pretty
yeah,
sure he doesn't have to worry about the money.
Endorsements mean a lot more. Yeah.
So, all right.
So hot take.
Hot take in 2 different ways. So first I want to talk about, so people know, so I am a fanboy of the Clippers. I was born and raised a Clippers fan, hate the Lakers. Clippers have been my team. I worked for them back when they were playing at the sports arena across from USC. It was my student job. I would even go out there and run games. So I love the Clippers forever. Okay. So that being said, and the fact that it's only been 15 years, they've been a great team now. I remember being the only fan in big arenas anytime I would travel. Then I'm also a fanboy of Daktronics. They're the best on the market, right? I used them at every institution. I used them when I had my, when I worked in live events. Like there's no doubt about it. And so I think, and then you go, okay, star player, a team like the Clippers that wants to try to, win a championship with a new, beautiful Intuit Dome. I mean, everyone says it's the best, it is the best basketball arena out there. And there's no doubt that it is. Right?
No, yeah.
The wall, like it. And you use, that company for your video streams, right? And your sport, like they own the sports market, right? Not just out there, they own the sports market. Okay. So I'll say this. As a longtime Daktronics customer, I have a very hard time believing that they were intending to do anything wrong, under the table, deceitful, whatever. And I don't think from working with them, the people, and knowing many of the execs would ever sit there and collude with the Clippers to say, yeah, we're going to slice money through you. I know there was a sponsorship, quote unquote sponsorship deal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When was it signed? Probably when the thing was being built. It was a 36-month build. Who knows? I don't know. No one knows. Right. And you have a sponsorship deal. Anyone can give money for a sponsorship deal. It goes to your NIL thing, right? You can give money and who knows what the deliverables are. Right. Have you been to games and seen him on the screens advertising? Yes. Does it mean you have to have a national commercial? No. Maybe your sponsorship is just serving the local market, just because you've never seen him on a Daktronics commercial on NBC, because you know what? People watch NBC don't buy freaking Daktronics screens, right? The sponsorship is to the people who buy the things, right? Like, think about it. So there's a big difference of who's buying it. It's not like it was from Coca-Cola or Nike, right? You're going to use that to get you the deal that you want to get, right? And if you look at the placement and, maybe there's this random thing called the World Cup and the random thing called LA28 coming through, and there might be a lot of screens being built in the next few years, maybe there's a reason for taking a local hero and doing something like, I don't know. Let me just think it could be a darn smart thing. But when you write a headline that says something like that, and you wonder why they're not out there, because Daktronics doesn't sell shoes. They don't sell freaking soda. Okay. And then you go to the Clippers, right? Who've spent so much time trying to build. Would they maybe try to skirt a salary cap? Maybe. Right. I mean, the Clippers have been chasing getting past the second round of the playoffs forever. Okay. Let's be honest. In the first round, we call that lucky. Maybe. But to do a screwy deal that would get them a sanction that would hurt that after spending $2 billion on a brand new stadium to own it, and then everything is happening in Inglewood, I don't know about that. So, granted, I'm a homer on both sides of the argument, and I'm and I could turn out completely wrong after investigations are there. But I have a hard time believing that the interest of all three parties, even Quillet, why would he want to get pulled into all that crap too, right? Like, let's be honest. Right now, he's the one who would go to jail for stuff like that.
Yep.
Everyone else gets fined. He goes to jail.
Yeah.
Right? Why would you want to do stuff like that?
Just for some more money. Just for
more money.
Right?
Yeah.
A few bucks.
And so
Give me a lot more than a few bucks.
I think that people that you see a headline come out, and that's what the news does, and you don't put into perspective of how it all might work together.
Right. And this is what we need to do. We have these conversations like this, and this is what you should be doing in your head when you see these sort of things. As like, especially even if you don't know, then you should go find out. Yeah. And that way you're aware. You're an informed consumer, an intake of information, or so. Well, actually, no, technically. So this goes back to the old, computer science days. You're taking in data to then put out information. The information is
information.
The right information. The data is what you're taking in. Information is what's been processed and then returned back. So so you're taking the data, which the data that we have might be accurate, may not be, but we process it and then we come back with what the actual information is.
Right. Which is what you should do for everything. Everything. Data, do your own research.
Right.
Figure it out.
Exactly.
Because you just have part of the story.
And I'm hoping I'm not wrong, but I just put it all together and go,
really? It's not that hard.
I say,
Yeah. I was saying, in this day and age, anything can be made into a story, and and James brought it up a couple weeks ago in an episode. It's as simple as a post on Facebook gets totally blown out of proportion, and just because of one
like we had the
word
storms, and somebody put a tornado in Price Hill, which is where I used to live in the ghetto, and with a cow flying out of it, Well, and people are believing that was a real tornado, and it's like, look at the cow.
And you don't know what you
There's a cow in the city.
Stuff.
The cow flying out of the tornado. Yeah. It's not real.
Yeah, it is what it is. But you should always do your own research, and when you have opinions strongly one way or the other, go do more research than more research, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's just right there in front of you.
Yep.
Here it is.
Yeah.
So, well, that's about all we have time for here today, folks. That's a great conversations here
This
tonight.
is a great week. I'm sorry we're missing some people, but this was fun.
So
and
That's
interesting.
just the four of us.
Oh, here we go.
Make it if we try, just the four of us.
you and I, you and I. So
I'm always good for a good tune.
Thank you, Tim, for hosting a great show.
And with that, I would love to end.
No, you did not. You did not do that to Tim.
You know what?
Okay, Tim, we gotta do something different.
Twice in one episode, like that's.
We're going back to Zoom.
I know we're going back to Zoom.
I brought you back. I made it only a quick.
You did bring me back. Joe, Brandy, Renee, thank you so much for hopping in here tonight. Great conversation. Thank you to all of our listeners out there. As always, wonderful to have you all listening in week after week and having your support. HETMA Golf Classic, September 28th, Denver, Colorado National. No, hold on. Wait, I was there. National Golf Club. Got it. Yeah, there we go. I'll get it eventually. It'll be like the week before and I'll finally have it right. But go to hetma.org. Oh, hetmagolfclassic.com, right? And find out all your information there. As far as sponsorship and the event information and all that. So it's gonna be it's gonna be a great day. I'm speaking it into existence. It's gonna be a great day. The weather's gonna be amazing. So let's make it happen. Let's raise a ton of money for the Prism Scholarship. It's always a great day. So folks, thanks for listening in. And as always, until our next adventure.